Have you ever gone to see a counsellor and at the end of it you're like, man, that was like a waste of time? Nick Kenny here, mental fitness speaker and coach. In this video, I'll share with you a few ways that you can find a decent counsellor. You know, research shows that having a strong relationship and a strong connection with the counsellor is one of the biggest factors when it comes to making progress. A lot of people say to me, I tried counselling once and it didn't work for me. Like I didn't like the person and connect with them. And my response is like, hey, if you went to see a doctor and they gave you the wrong medication, right? You wouldn't stop seeing a doctor, right? You'd go find a different one. In fact, a couple of years ago, I was going through some pretty serious stuff and I reached out to this counsellor on the employee assistance program at work, where you get to go see a counsellor, the work pays for it and all the rest of it. And I remember walking in this room and I saw this dude and he's like 6'4". He looked like Peter Coombe, that guy from the 80s, right? And he kind of had the skills to match. Like I had no idea what this guy was doing as a counsellor. We spent 45 minutes wasting each other's time. Nothing really was learned, nothing was shared, and at the end of it, he wraps the session up early, hands me his business card to spruik his private practice on the side. Pretty sure his company didn't want him doing that. Now, if I'd left it at that, I would have gone away really still not having made any progress with what I was dealing with. Instead, I reached out to this agency and said, look, I need to speak to someone else. So they matched me up with a different counsellor. A couple of weeks later, I spoke to this woman. I'll never forget her. She listened to me. She offered me some really useful guidance and made so much progress just by finding the right counsellor. So how do you find the right one? Well, every single Australian citizen now has access to 20 free sessions of psychological help every single year through Medicare. Now, some people might not like the quality or the experience of the ones who bulk bill, so it might be worth paying a bit extra and seeing a private therapist. There's also group sessions on pretty much every single mental health condition you can imagine. There are group therapy sessions out there. You cover, you go through your own lived experience with other people. Quite often there's a really experienced facilitator with these as well. And, the EAP, the Employee Assistance Programs, I think most workplaces have some form of a situation where you're able to see a counsellor and the work will pay for it. It's confidential. The boss doesn't need to find out. And lastly, there's telehealth, man. Telehealth, you don't even need to leave the house these days. So the options are there, but my encouragement to you, if you're going through something serious, find the right one because, man, it is such a powerful, powerful thing to do. If you like what you've seen, like it, comment, share it. Great to see you.